This perverted man was about to relieve himself in the ocean. Just as he was about to undo his belt, the sail behind him suddenly slammed onto his back. He almost fell into the freezing ocean. At this moment, the boat was still moving fast. If he wasn't careful, he could slip and lose his grip. Falling into the ocean meant waiting for God's arrival. He adjusted his breathing, turned sideways, and searched for a foothold. He swung his body with force. Just before losing his grip, he stepped onto the yacht's deck. By now, he was so scared that he wet his pants. He steadied himself and squeezed through a gap under the railing. Though he was lucky to escape disaster, the next second he suddenly felt the urge to defecate. Being cautious, he didn't dare relieve himself in the ocean, so he rushed into the cabin to use the narrow restroom. Just then, the iron door behind him suddenly locked. He thought it was just the sea breeze messing around. He unlatched the door and enjoyed the sea breeze. But as he was about to leave, he found that the restroom's security door wouldn't open. He tried everything, but the door remained shut. There wasn't even the slightest gap at the door. He immediately panicked. He opened the vanity inside the restroom. As he searched for tools to unlock the door, he discovered a human bloodstain on the vanity. He touched it and found the blood was long dried. The owner of this boat might have met God long ago. Then he found a pair of scissors in the restroom. He tried twisting or prying the lock, but it had no effect. Suddenly, a siren sounded outside. He leaned against the window to check. He saw a cargo ship heading straight for him. If the course wasn't adjusted, the yacht would be reduced to dust. He took off his clothes and waved for help, but the cargo ship didn't notice him. He tried sticking his head out of the window, but the window was too small for him to fit through. After a quick adjustment, he came up with another bold solution. He reached out and grabbed a cable. Then he quickly tied a knot and threw it into the sea. He planned to use the cable to entangle the propeller and change the boat's direction. As the cable stretched longer and longer, the man finally succeeded. However, because of the high speed, the cable wrapped around his neck. At that critical moment, the man suddenly grabbed a small hook. He hooked it onto his neck and, with all his strength, managed to break free. But before he could react, he saw a cargo ship heading straight toward him. Suddenly, his yacht was struck violently. In the next second, seawater began rushing into the cabin. After struggling for a long time, the man was exhausted. He felt thirsty, but he found no water source inside the boat. Losing his sanity, he scooped up some seawater. The taste was extremely pungent. He quickly spat it out. The seawater was about to engulf him. The man used a toothbrush cup to scoop water out. He made his final struggle, but his speed couldn't match the incoming water. The yacht seemed to be controlled. It was heading straight into the storm. Soon, heavy rain poured down. A large amount of rainwater rushed into the cabin. By the next day, the water had reached the man's shoulders. He had been soaked in seawater all night. His body had gone numb. He decided to use his last strength to kick open the door, but it had no effect. The man was completely desperate. He dived underwater, wanting to meet God. At that moment, he noticed something strange about the doorknob. So he gently turned the knob. The sturdy lock unexpectedly opened easily. The man felt an inexplicable joy at escaping disaster, but he might have rejoiced too soon. After checking, he found the yacht was about to be submerged. The scenery on the deck was beautiful, but survival became a huge challenge. The man quickly returned to the cabin. He found the door panel he had knocked loose. He tied airbags to the door panel. He made a simple raft. Before leaving the ghost ship, the man took all the food. After replenishing his strength, the man paddled slowly in the opposite direction. However, shortly after setting off, he suddenly stopped.